shoot us a text. Text JJR and whatever you want to say to the number 96893. We'll either text you back or we'll call you back. In fact, here's a good text. I wonder who could do this. This is a great idea. John J. Rich, it would be so helpful if you guys added the text line to your contact page and on your website and your Instagram page. I can't find it anywhere. And that was a text. So they must have found it somewhere.
It's a good idea, though.
Yeah, if we could do that, that would be great. John J. Rich, listening to the first Couples Therapy podcast. Why does Rich keep pronouncing things weird? Emphasis. Finally. Finally? Do you say finally?
No, I think so.
I can't. Anyway, he's just trying to be funny. He's just trying to be funny.
They're just weird. Got my own little isms.
So text us. Text JJR and whatever you want to say to the number 96893. All right, Rich, so what happened to you?
This fitness journey, I know we all get on it. We're all doing things. Like, I think, Kyle, you're using the MyFitnessPal. I'm using the MyFitnessPal.
I am.
I have a macro coach that is telling me what I'm eating well and what I'm eating wrong. And it's really great to just go out through your day and put in your food and have somebody at the end of the day go, you didn't get enough protein. I need you to get more protein. But my family is completely not on board, and they've decided now is the time where they're going to order the Randy's donuts on Sunday. And now, they're like, hey, you're going to eat whatever. What are you making for dinner? Chicken breasts? Cool. We're just going to get Denny's. So they're all ordering all this delicious food, and it's tempting, but I'm doing okay. But I kind of felt a little insulted last night because I say to everybody, Stacy and my boys are with us too. I say, hey guys, I'm going to go for a walk. Does anybody want to go with me? And if they're like, no thanks. Everybody's no thanks. So I take off and I go for my walk around 5 o'clock. And then I get a note on my phone as I'm walking. Hey, can we order Denny's on your DoorDash? I'm like, sure, go ahead. So then I get a note from Stacy, which I've screen capped the whole thing, and I'll just show you. Hey, are you in the house? I'm like, no, I'm on my walk. And she's like, well, Denny's is here, and they forgot my chocolate shake. Can you hurry up your walk and get back here so I can get on your phone and get a refund for the chocolate shake that they give me? I'm like, nobody's respecting the fitness journey here. Nobody's respecting.
It's really hard to do it when everyone around you isn't.
Yeah.
Because then it's like all the things that you're trying to avoid, all of the temptations that you're trying to pass up on are just right there in your face.
And obviously, they don't need it. They're all fine. And that's, I think, the other thing is that my wife pretty much eats whatever she wants, and she always looks pretty great. But if I had one half a donut, my pants aren't going to fit the next day. It's just the way it works. It's just not fair. In this macro journey, there's way too much protein.
What is your macro coach? What is that?
It's the guy that trains me, but he also does all that online macro coaching. So he's done it for a bunch of celebrities where they look at your protein and your fat and your carbs, and they tell you where you need to be calorie wise and macro wise. And apparently, there's just so much carbs in everything that you eat. They're like, hey, you don't have enough carbs, but you can have a vegetable with your dinner tonight. I'm like, it's just not fun.
It sounds so complicated.
It's a lot of work.
And then they're like, you need to get a food scale. You had too much chicken. I'm like, I'm not getting a food scale. I'm not going to go and weigh my chicken.
See, I feel it. We all know what we're supposed to do.
It's probably once I figure it out, it's probably
But working out, getting a trainer to work out, I get that because I won't work out on my own. I need somebody to hold me accountable. But eating right, I know what's right. I think we all know what's right? So you kind of look for, you just look for any kind of help to get you there.
Well, that's accountability,
but I almost feel that the macro stuff and all that stuff is people pulling a fast one.
Maybe.
They're attacking your weakness.
Or I think it speaks to the OCD.
They're saying, oh, look, you're eating wrong. Let me help you. I know, you can't have freaking a chocolate milkshake. If you're going to try to get what you got to get, you got to, there's the right things and the wrong things. I think we all know that.
I think that's the same thing with the trainer, though. If you have somebody looking at it okay, well, maybe I won't do fries with my thing. Maybe I'll stay away from that. It's hard.
I think everybody kind of knows the general sense of I should probably not eat the Jolly Rancher gummy chews.
Right.
But I think when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, having someone coaching you probably would be good because some people do think they're eating healthy by eating a salad, but sometimes salad may not necessarily be the healthiest option.
The dressing, right?
Yeah, or whatever's inside of it.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like we all know, but you make these in your head, these compromises.
It's probably all a compromise where whatever you do, whatever diet you do, you're probably just not getting calories from somewhere you normally you would. So it's probably all thermal math. That's
yesterday,
probably all of it.
I got home yesterday. I went and I worked out, and then I went on a hike with my buddy, right? and I came home at 2, and I ate from 2 to 6:15
That's amazing.
nonstop. And I know, like, everything I ate was healthy, but I know that I ate too much. I know that I ate way more than, but I can't help it. Like, especially when I'm home and I got nothing to do, I just eat. And then there's a brand of popcorn that I love, and I don't think it's healthy. But it says Lesser Evil. That's the name of the brand, Lesser Evil.
That sounds
That's a good
delicious.
name.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And it's fantastic popcorn. And I'm eating it. And I know that popcorn, I've heard so much that popcorn's not good for you. But because it says Lesser Evil, but because I know that if I read the back, there's something that's telling me that it's okay to eat, I'm eating it. But once, I'm probably going to get 1,000 text messages saying, that's made with whatever, you can't eat that. Right? But I know, I just know.
That Magic Spoon cereal. It tastes too good to be healthy.
I went to Magic Spoon. I went to go buy 2 boxes of Magic Spoon 2 days ago.
The Fruity Pebbles?
The Fruity Pebbles and chocolate.
so
The only
good.
two, like a lot of the main grocery stores, like Safeway has chocolate and Fruity Pebbles. But when you go to Sprouts, you get more of the flavors. But there I'm reading that it's made with canola oil. And I've heard all these bad things about canola oil. So I'm like,
You can't win.
I know.
You really can't win.
So instead I had kashi.
Well, maybe
Cashew,
the kids are
whatever
right.
it's called.
Maybe Denny's was the right call after all. Maybe they
You
got it
can
totally
eat
right.
healthy at Denny's.
I know.
You
But
can get an egg white scramble or just stay away from the moons over my hammy.
well, that's the good stuff, though. That leads the front of the menu. They don't show the pictures of the egg white omelet.
Of course not.
They show the pictures of that, that waffle that's got like cream and strawberries and just butter.
Well, we won't be able to eat healthy unless we move to Europe or something.
I know, because even
Australia.
the healthy food isn't healthy.
Right,
It's
right,
with what they make it with.
Exactly.
My wife and I were listening to your podcast, the couples podcast, which by the way is available at John J. Rich on Demand, and it's Rich and Stacy. And you were talking about trying to save money, I think, and how you're going to stop doing DoorDash, right? But here you just talked about getting DoorDash.
Yeah.
And I said to Blake, I go, I've never, ever, ever done DoorDash. My kids do DoorDash. Blake did DoorDash one time and sent it to a university.
Whoops.
and never got her food.
When I heard them ordering yesterday, it sounded like they were doing grocery shopping at Denny's. Like, let's get this and let's get that. Like when it's like my boys and Stacy, like they want to try things. So it's like it was like the Super Bird and then Joe got.
But why not go to Denny's? That's the part that I can't.
I guess that would be better.
It's not like you go to Denny's and you got to wait a long time. You just go in there right away and go.
think
And you can
once
go.
you-
I think they're always open.
Once you start getting anything delivered, I think people start getting really into that.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice
So
just staying at home.
I know.
It is so expensive,
Not
which
worth
is
the
why I
15.
usually try to avoid it.
Dutch says he's
But-
got some scam to get stuff for free. He gets DoorDash for free.
I think Stacy's got some deal where she uses it so much, if they even forget ketchup, they'll give her like $7 or $8 back.
Like he uploads an app, then you sign up with the app, and then you order the food, then you delete the app, then you get it again. There's some way he gets stuff.
I think there's also like a student deal that you
he's
can
got
be a part
scams,
of too.
man. The guy's got scams.
It doesn't surprise
I
me.
know.
Dutch will find a way.
I know. The kid was he was getting a tuxedo yesterday. His prom is this weekend. He's got prom on Saturday.
That's early, isn't it?
So he was getting his.
Seems early.
He doesn't have a prom date yet, he says, but his prom is this Saturday. So he went to Nick's Menswear, and Josh over there set him up with his nice suit, and all his buddies were there. So, and in fact, I got a text about that too. Someone said, where do you go to get if you go to Nick's Menswear, and I think if you mention Dutch, you get like 10% off. But Dutch's tuxedo with shoes and everything, guess how much that costs?
Usually they're probably about $120 for a rental tux, something like that.
No,
for a good
to
one.
own it.
Oh, to own it. Oh,
$260
That's
to own
cheap,
a
I feel
tuxedo
like.
with leather shoes.
That's
I know.
Are you
decent
kidding
deal,
me?
I
I'm
think.
dead
We tried to
serious.
redeem like a suit for Rich and Stacy's wedding, and it was like $600.
I know.
It
I
made
know.
me
That's
sick
how
to
I
my
was-
stomach.
yeah, that's 2 rentals, and you've already paid for it.
I was blown away by that. So.
Yeah, that's
Dang,
amazing.
that's a good
Right
deal.
on, Nick.
So he sends me his mom, Blake, sends me a picture of Dutch trying on this tuxedo. And Blake says, I think this tuxedo isn't the right one. I go, why? She goes, look at his junk. My wife says that. So I zoom in, and it's all junk. And I'm like, yeah, he can't wear that. He can't wear it's like a
Not to prom.
moose knuckle all the way.
Oh, no. A little too toit.
Kid can't help it. Kyle, let's cut with 3 things you need to know.
The president signed an executive order yesterday that he says will help curb ticket scalping and bring some common sense changes to the way live entertainment and concert events are priced. Now, the order is designed to stop price gouging by middlemen. Also orders the FTC to ensure price transparency at all stages of the ticket purchase process, which would be nice because, like, when you say you're buying tickets for $70 and it ends up being $180 when you check out. You're like, what? Wait, it said it was $70. So hopefully this can be a start to prevent unfair, deceptive ticket pricing.
What about stuff like the Taylor Swift stuff where tickets are going for like $5,000? Is it going to stop that?
It's in hoping to curb that. Yeah. So
scalpers or whatever.
I mean, I feel like scalpers will find a way, but at least this is a start, I guess. Word has it Apple is revamping their health app, and they're updating it. And supposedly this update's going to integrate an AI agent that would somewhat replicate a doctor and act as a personal health coach. We're just talking about how nice it is to have a little accountability. Now that accountability will be on your watch. They say it could launch as soon as 2026. They're calling it Project Mulberry, but it's unofficially being referred to as Health Plus. It'll put a new emphasis on food tracking and may even offer form correction tips for workouts using the device's camera. I don't want that. I don't...
We're judged in every way.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe a good thing, like we said, accountability without, I mean, you don't have to be embarrassed. It's your watch. It's not really like a person that's going to scold you, per se. This is kind of cool. There's a new app called T, and it aims to help women identify potential red flags before a first date by using tools like facial recognition, phone number checks, criminal history screenings. So potentially, like with the reverse phone number lookup, it enables you to check information associated with that phone number. Is this actually their phone number? Facial recognition will be like a way to say, are they catfishing me? Is this a real person? Is this real person associated with this phone number, et cetera, et cetera. It'll do like a sex offender search for you and whatnot. Now, there have been mixed reviews on how accurate the facial recognition is, but I feel like something like this is genius because it takes the work out of what you'd probably already look into anyways.
Right.
It takes the work out of your friends.
Exactly. Yeah. Your favorite PI friend will love this app. And that's 3 things you need to know.
Horoscope time. Peyton, what's the vibe today?
It's the first of the month, so I'm going to tell you how each zodiac sign handles being broke.
To get your sign read, you call us right now at 877-937-1047. What's up, Abby? What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay, Aquarius, when it comes to you guys being broke, you're kind of the one where it's like money is a social construct one. You don't need money, you just need creativity. You'll live on thrift finds, you'll barter for things, or somehow survive on just vibes and generosity. But if things get bad, you'll just disappear for a while until you figure something out. Worst case scenario, you're just going to crash at a friend's place until life sorts itself out.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like my boyfriend's an Aquarius, and I feel like he gets so stressed out when we're broke, which is like all the time, so both of us are stressed.
Yeah. I just graduated nursing school, and I've called my brother multiple times because he's really good with money because I'm looking at all my expenses, and I get so stressed.
I feel you, girl. We're in this together.
All right.
Thanks, Abby.
Thank you guys so much.
What's up, Sam? What's your sign?
Hey, I'm a Taurus.
Okay, Taurus, you are the denial queen or king when it comes to being broke. You refuse to accept it. You're still ordering that overpriced latte and treating yourself because in your mind, comfort is a necessity. So you might dip into your savings or act like everything's fine until your checks and balances go on into like a full existential crisis.
100%. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Sam.
Bye.
Morning, Hudson.
Hi, I'm a Leo.
Okay, I'm a Leo. So Hudson, when we don't got enough money in our pocket, we just fake it till we make it. We could have like $2.74 in our bank account and nobody would know. We still dress like $1 million. We still show up at all of the events and we post like we're living lavishly. But behind the scenes, we're like rationing our money and praying nobody suggests paying for the bill.
That does sound like something I would do.
Totally. It's a Leo thing.
Thanks, Hudson. How about Libra?
Libra's Kyle. You're the oops, I spent it all one. You try to be responsible and then there was a sale or a dinner invite or that cute outfit that you needed. Your bank account might be gasping for air, but you'll still find a way to keep up your appearances. You could budget, but if we're being real, you're just hoping for a money miracle.
I mean, that would be nice, right?
Right? Go get a lottery ticket today. I feel good vibes for my Libras.
Okay.
Good morning, Juliet. What's your sign?
Aries.
Aries, We're in Aries season right now, and you are the all-figure-it-out risk taker. Being broke doesn't stop in Aries. You will say yes to that brunch. You will say yes to that last-minute weekend trip. And if anything sounds fun, you're down. If your bank account's crying, that's future you's problem. Worst case, you're going to start some random side hustle or bet on a sure thing to make some fast cash.
That's good.
Yeah.
Juliet, thanks for listening. What do you have for Richard for Pisces?
Richie, when it comes to you, when you don't got any money in your pockets, you are the manifesting my way out one. You cope by daydreaming about your money instead of actually making a plan. And then you believe the universe will provide. And low-key, it usually does for you guys. But you'll talk about trusting the process while avoiding your bank app at all costs. And if things get really bad, you're going to cry over it, and then you're going to go take a nap.
100% absolutely accurate.
How about for
that.
Virgos?
Virgo, John Jay is our Virgo. You're the financially clueless one, Virgos. You wish you were good with money, but somehow it just disappears. You have no idea where it goes. You don't mean to blow your budget, but sometimes you're wondering where your paycheck went. And you promise yourself you'll do better next month, but you won't.
Very good. All right. If we didn't get to your sign, they're all posted on our website, johnjayandrich.com. Finally, you guys, Kyle's done with Dexter.
Oh, really?
I feel like I did that in a pretty good speed,
You did.
actually.
What is it, 9 seasons?
8. 8 full seasons in the entire series.
But you did it in good time. But in the meantime, like, I had no one to talk to about TV shows that were current.
Sorry.
So when did you finish it? What do you want to now?
Well, it was funny because yesterday morning, John Jay, you were telling us the story about how your wife was sitting there watching your kids play together and started crying because she was really going to miss it. And it really hit home to me because at that moment, I knew I had like 2 more episodes of Dexter left, and I knew I was going to miss it, so I started to get sad. It was like, I relate to that because I know once Dexter's over, it's like, there's subpar shows and there's like fantastic shows. And it's like, I don't know what to go to next because you don't want it to be a total dud after watching this incredible series, right?
You have to finish Severance. You never finished Severance.
Yeah, but judging by what both of you said about it, I don't necessarily know if that's my next show. I
It
definitely
should
want to
be.
get back to
I got
that.
your next show. I just watched it yesterday, and I could think about was talking to you about it, and I was like, she's watching Dexter. So it's number 1 on Netflix right now. It beat Adolescence. It's the Long Island Murders. I watched it. Did you watch it, Grant? Yeah. It's okay. And here's the thing about this it's called something else. It's called something, but it's the Long Island Murders. It's got a weird name to it.
It's called
Gone Girls. Gone Girls.
Oh, I saw this.
So here's the thing. We talked about this guy because he caught the murder. Well, I know Raw's number 1, but then Raw goes away today. Every Monday, Raw's number 1. So we talked about it when they caught the killer because it was just 2 years ago. But it started 25 years ago. And it was this woman who was a sex worker, and she was missing. And her mom's looking for her. And she's missing in this one area. And there's these 911 calls they have of her. You know, he's trying to kill me. So the mom gets the police to search for this woman. And they don't find her, but they find 4 dead bodies. 4 other women that are decapitated. Their arms and legs are all around the area. And they're still searching for this woman. So when they find this woman, this mom is like, you got to find my daughter. So they tried to find the daughter, and they looked in this one area. In the same area, they find 4 more dead bodies. Then they find more bodies. And then then the way they catch the guy is unbelievable because now it's 20-something years later and they catch this guy. And we talked about this killer.
So it's a true story.
It's a true story. Oh, yeah. It's a documentary.
Okay.
I feel like how when you watch it, you'll think that you've watched it before because there's a lot of footage that we've seen before in other like ABC Impact or Datelines or stuff like that. But this is probably the most concise telling of the Long Island serial killer stuff with the focus on, is it Shannon Marie? Is that her name?
Yeah.
God, what a mess.
It's insane, and you will be addicted to it. You will miss
How
this.
many episodes is it?
3.
Okay.
So are you suggesting it because she's going from like serial killer show to serial killer show?
No, because I know she likes serial killer. I know she likes documentaries, and it's extremely interesting.
It actually does. I mean, kind of work with the Bay Harbor Butcher, but instead of the ocean, he's just using like a beach, like a vacant beach that's just on Long Island. And I realized Long Island was only 23 miles wide and 100 miles long, guys. I did some research.
That's
last
pretty
night.
big. That's big.
So do you watch the whole thing, Grant?
I watched most of it, I would say.
I have 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fascinated about it because now they're connecting this guy to and the thing is, he's married with kids and he's killing these people, and it's bonkers, man.
What would you
It's-
do if you found out that was your dad?
I know. And then also the guy, when they talk to the neighbors and everything, it's like he's lived in the same house his entire, like he was the child in that house, and it's the one house on the street that they never did anything to fix it up. Like it's a scary looking house. You know, it's like everything that a horror movie would be made out of, right?
Do you think that serial killers have like a message board? The secret message board that they all communicate with, because they all kind of do the same things.
Probably.
Have you noticed that?
Well, there's probably a profiling type.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
they're
is there like something on the dark web where they all meet up and are like, "Hey, what's up? Happy Hump Day!"
Like when
You
all
know
the
what I mean?
Kyles get together in Kyle, Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
My fear is I really want to sell it to Kyle because I really want her to watch it. I don't want her to start watching Shameless from 2004. And I don't have my TV watching partner. Guys, I only got 13 seasons I got to through.
I will go to something new next, whatever it is.
Our phone number is 877-937-1047. Hey, good morning. Who's this? Hello?
Brittany.
Brittany, what's up?
Hey, I was just curious, why is there a cat meowing on the radio?
Are you sure it's not in your car?
Yeah, because that's what I thought. There it is. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it's just like randomly, even through the commercials, it'll go meow.
Did you look in the back seat?
The station.
Did you look in the back seat?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I did.
That's
I thought
weird.
There was like something in my engine. I was like, no, but yeah. It's just,
Did you pop the hood?
playing randomly. Well, no, I'm driving, but I changed the station and it stopped, and then I go back to you guys and then get a random little meow.
Well, as long as you stay listening to us, that's great. Drive safe, Brittany.
I am, but I was just curious.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
thanks.
Stacks and hacks. I have stacks of information. Rich has life hacks. Americans spend 138 minutes worrying every day, especially young adults. Peyton, you are a young adult. What are some of the things you worry about?
I worry about money. I worry about my body. I worry about my friends. I worry about everything in every life.
You said almost everything except for the number 2 thing.
What?
You said finances.
Yeah.
You said health.
Uh-huh.
You said friends. But you didn't say family.
Oh, I mean, I'm not worried about them. They live 10 minutes away. They're fine.
Husbands worldwide just got a new excuse for not listening. A study found men just don't hear as well as women do. The average woman has a 2 decibel advantage and up to 6 decibels with some frequencies.
Oh, that's interesting.
A guy in Nashville was arrested on Friday. He was in a high-speed chase, and he pulled over to put some air in his tires. Here's a couple things to look forward to in April. Handmaid's Tale. I kind of faded out of that after a
Yeah,
while.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing over and
But
over
Black
again.
Mirror, season 7 of Black Mirror, they dropped the trailer this morning.
My favorite show ever on Netflix.
And The Last of Us, season 2. Police in India have finally caught an elusive thief. He would always poop his pants when in danger to keep people away, and he made his escape.
Yeah.
But they finally caught him.
Gosh.
70% of cat owners check the litter box daily. A 67-year-old woman, this is very sad, 67-year-old woman in Georgia escaped her vehicle after a car crash. She was fine. Car crash, she gets out of the vehicle, then she died when she fell in a well on her way out of the car crash. 1 pound of dimes and 1 pound of quarters are worth the same amount. Again, this is just random information that I have. Random information. Hold on. My pages are stuck together. A poll online asked people, how do you read LMAO out loud? How do you do it, Peyton? How do you do it?
LMAO. Like that.
Okay. What about you, Kyle?
Kind of just LMAO.
That's how you read it? And you say each letter? Most people, 54% of people read it as like a word.
Limo.
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 I don't do
Limo.
that. I say
It's got a little
LMAO.
Frenchy. I like it because it sounds French.
Limo.
That's why you like it. Now Rich can be like, we're going to say something funny, Rich. Limo. Limo. What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
The cleaning hack that can just save everything. Is there anything worse than spilling nail polish? It's bad, right?
No, I just did it on my couch literally the
There
other
is
day.
nothing worse.
There's
Nothing
nothing. You
worse.
can't come
Nothing
up
worse.
with anything worse. But it's terrible, right, Peyton? Right.
is.
It feels like a disaster that you can never clean up. Okay, well, so here's the fix. It's right inside your cabinet. It's white sugar. That's it. Just pour a generous amount over the spill and watch as the polish clumps together, making it easy to just wipe off, sweep off, especially if it's on cotton fabric. Couches may be a little bit more difficult if it's like, not scotch guarded. But if you have it on a table or a floor or carpet even, it just kind of like clumps up. No more scrubbing, no more stains. Just a little sprinkling of magic sugar. Will you try it and tell us if it works?
Get that. Yeah, I'll try that if that happens again. That's crazy.
First, you got to get some white sugar. Got to have that around the house. That life hack and many more can be found on the JohnJayandRich.com website.
Now, somebody on this show is pretty. Are you being serious about therapy?
Yeah, I'm being so serious.
Real therapy, not couples therapy.
No, like real therapy. Like
not the couples therapy. I mean our podcast couples therapy. Like, okay, what's going on?
Well, okay, so yesterday I had a particularly like rough day, and if I cry for some reason, like my anxiety just like comes out throughout the whole day, and it literally like takes me out of the entire day. I want to go home. I want to sleep. I don't want to do anything. And when I was in college, and it was like my sophomore year, I was experiencing being anxious and anxiety for the first time in my entire life. I was a student athlete. I was in like a place where I didn't feel right. Like I didn't like where I was going to school. I didn't have many friends. I was having relationship problems. And I was going to my trainers and I was like, I feel like I can't breathe. Like I feel like when I take a breath, I'm not getting enough air. And so I would like walk around taking these huge breaths, and they thought my diaphragm was like out of place or something like that. That's why I was having breathing problems. Come to find out, I was just experiencing anxiety for the first time. So I was like, okay, I think I should like go to therapy. Like, why not? Let's see how it is. And I'm a huge advocate for therapy. I think everybody should go to therapy, even if you're perfectly fine. And right now, I'm genuinely fine. I just feel like I allow my emotions to get so much control of my body that it takes me out for the day. And I don't like that feeling. Like yesterday, I had a hard day and I like was asleep at like 7:30 at night with all my clothes on. My shoes were still on. My makeup was still on. Like, it took me out. And so I was telling my mom, like last week, I was like, I think I'm going to get back into therapy. And she was like, okay, that's a good idea. And yesterday just solidified that for me because, like weight blankets, how they like recommend you to have a weight blanket if you're feeling anxious or whatever. My 15-pound weight blanket wasn't working, and I literally asked my boyfriend, Kadeem, to lay on me. I said, I need you to, like, dead weight lay on me because I'm struggling right now. And so he just flopped on me. I don't know how heavy he is, but I was just laying there, and I felt so much better. And so I was like, yeah, I think I'm just going to do something for me because I'm allowing my emotions to take a little bit too much control.
Does he lay on you like you're on your back and he lays on top of you, like so you're face to face? And do you just close your eyes so like a weighted blanket? Does that lead to sex?
No.
Of course, that's a John Jay question.
That's good therapy.
Because I wanted to try that out. Blake, I think you need a weighted blanket right now. Don't have one. But now you can't use mine. You can use me.
Jeez, John Jay. I think it's healthy what you're doing because if you don't necessarily maybe have the coping methods to deal with the anxiety, and it kind of seems like you might need some tips to figure out when I'm in that situation, what can I do differently, or what's the healthy thing for me to do to work through it.
Absolutely. And that's kind of the point, right? Like, I've been to therapy I literally was there all of college and then a couple years after, and I stopped going probably within the last 3 years or so. But when I was in therapy before, I was in like intense therapy. Like, I was like doing EDMR, which is like where they literally like hook up wires to you and you have to like, it's a very intense thing. And so I'm not in that place. Like, I'm genuinely okay. I'm really happy with my life. I just feel like I just need an outside, unbiased opinion aside from like my family, my friends, and my boyfriend.
I was reading a book about anxiety. And when I say reading a book about anxiety, it means I was really listening to a podcast about anxiety.
Right.
And when I say I was listening to a podcast about anxiety, it means I saw a short clip on Instagram about anxiety.
Got you.
Okay.
And this person said that most anxiety comes from gut health, that you can fix anxiety. And I can't remember how, but there's something to do with your gut health that you can fix, like with something you're eating or a vitamin or a mineral that you're not getting. They did all these tests that once you get the right minerals in it, the anxiety goes away.
Oh, I can totally believe that. Like, I was very big on like taking vitamin D pills every morning because
vitamin D.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there. But I was living in Portland, Oregon, and I'm from Chandler, Arizona, where it's sunshine and beautiful days all the time. And when I go to Portland, it's like rainy, and so it's just a different tempo. So I think I'm just figuring myself out, but I'm excited to get back into it.
And sleep too. I don't think you sleep much.
Oh, no, I don't.
So when you said that you went to bed at 7:30 last night with your clothes on, anxiety happens because you're tired too.
I'm sure.
Like, you know,
I'm sure
every-
it's so much stuff.
Every
yeah.
dumb fight I've been in, it's because I know there's no sleep.
Yeah.
Because it would have been the next morning after a full night's sleep, you'd be like, yeah, whatever. But at night, you would have fight.
Yeah, no, totally. But I had a rough day yesterday for sure. So that definitely was kind of the cause of that. But I don't get enough sleep.
By the
either.
way, weighted blankets are awesome.
Yeah.
Right? I think I got one about a year ago, and I didn't know this, but I think it helps with ADHD and helps with autism and helps whatever. Because when I get that blanket on, I just feel safe.
Like a hug.
Yeah, yeah, I
The
do.
only thing that bothers me about my weighted blanket, though, and I don't know how to fix this, so if anyone has any tips, let me know. But it's kind of like a duvet cover, and then all the weight sinks to the bottom.
Yeah.
And it drives
same
me
thing.
up a wall. I'm
Same
like,
thing.
why can't you just be connected like a normal blanket?
I actually pull it up so my ankles are free. Because I feel like it pushes my toes forward, like I'm pointing my toes all the time. So I don't like that. I also wish it was a king size. I don't know if they make king size. Mine's
They make them all different
mine's
weights, all
just
different
my
sizes.
size, and it just covers me. My wife doesn't want any on, but I feel like I'm wider than what they give me. But I love it.
Scott got me one of those, and I just felt like it was like too heavy. I'm trapped.
Yeah, that's what it does.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I really like it. So I wrote down in my notes, we're going to, for the show, I was like, Peyton's going to talk about the therapy. And then I wrote down the thing. It looks like I said, Wes into Blake. And I'm like, well, I can't, I have horrible handwriting. And I was trying to figure out what am I talking about? Wes into Blake. And I thought, well, I have these 2 stories about Blake. I didn't know when I was going to get into them. Then I thought, go around the room and ask, I have 2 stories about Blake. One has to do with the English muffin. One has to do with going to the bathroom.
Oh, I have Blake in my 323.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do, because Blake had texted me about the Dog Moms event, and I said,
No,
"Makes
that
me
wasn't
feel
it.
so special."
That wasn't it. But that's cool.
But that's
that
what I had her in there.
But mine says Wes into Blake. Wes into Blake, right? So,
Can I see your handwriting up there?
well,
I can...
I figured it out
Oh.
as I'm telling you this right now. So I thought, I'll tell the story about Blake and the English muffin, or do I tell the story about Blake and the bathroom? And then as I'm looking at it, Wes into Blake is weighted blanket. Nothing to do with Blake.
Well, then we need an English muffin story.
Right?
You owe
Yeah.
us now.
I mean, those kind of go together. Breakfast in bed.
I'm like, Wes into Blake, Wes into Blake. And then it's terrible. I've got to fix my writing. You want to hear the English muffin story?
Yeah, let's go.
So one of our favorite restaurants is Over Easy for breakfast, right? They have the best freaking breakfast. And one of the things they added, they somehow now have the English muffins from Le Grand Orange.
Oh,
If you
those
get-
are the best.
Those are
the
so
best.
good.
So now
Yeah.
when you get English muffin or you get avocado toast, whatever,
Yeah.
you get it, the Le Grand Orange English muffin.
That's what made the commuter sandwich such a hit.
So on Sunday, we were eating. It was Jake, my son, the oldest son, Dutch, my youngest son, my wife, Blake, and me. Dutch orders the English muffin and a bunch of other stuff, but he's too full. I had the protein pancakes, and then I got the fit chicken, which is grilled chicken, and it's got this spicy cottage cheese, and I don't know what else, eggs. It was delicious. And now I'm full. Dutch doesn't eat his English. He eats one side of the English muffin. And they also have this homemade jelly there. So he makes the jelly and the butter, puts it all on there. And then it's time to leave. And he would get up to leave. He just leaves it there. I go, what are you? You're not going to eat? He goes, I'm full. So I grab the English muffin and I hold it in my hand and I'm going to eat it and walk out of the restaurant. And my wife has a meltdown. You are not walking out of here with that English muffin. I'm like, why? Why not? And I've never heard this before. I don't know if it's not etiquette, but she was just like, you're just not. So I didn't. So I sat down and ate it. Have you heard of that before? Can you not walk out of a restaurant eating food?
I never thought about it.
I never really thought about it, but I guess it could be rude because, I don't know, maybe your crumbs are going to get on the people you're walking by, or it's probably not the best. It's not really the best manners to eat while you're walking around anyway.
I just wanted to eliminate. I just thought I could eat this on the way to the car.
Most people would get like a to-go box.
You know, I was going to eat it as I was leaving.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have called anybody on that, but I get her
man.
point.
She was like, you are like scolded.
She's
me
like, you're
I was a
embarrassing the
freaking
family.
Child. Yeah, I was like, whoa. So I sat back down and I ate it, and then everyone had to sit there. Well, then I just took my time. I was like, we're gonna have
Take
to wait.
really slow bites and make deep eye contact each bite.
Yeah, I was like, this is me sitting there at the table.
So gross.
Anyway, I didn't know that was a rule or not. Anyway, let's shift gears and Peyton. Let's get to the dream you had.
Well, which dream? I've had a handful. I had one last night that was crazy.
Was
and
it
then
your
I had one a
ka-dream?
Right. Was it my ka-dream or was it my terrible dream that I had about you
Do the
guys
ka-dream.
last night?
Oh, you had a terrible dream about us?
Well, it wasn't about you guys. It was just about how the way you reacted. I was like, what gives? But
Do both.
my ka-dream was a couple nights ago, and I had a dream that Kadeem asked me to marry him. And the ring was fat. He did such a good job.
Did you tell him about that dream?
I sure did. First thing in the morning.
What is his reaction when you tell him that?
He just is like, okay, cool. Like, I know. I'm pretty confident that it's coming soon.
Okay.
But like, I know it's a thing for girls, and Kyle, maybe you'll be able to tell me this, but like, I feel like every girl that I see, they go ring shopping with their boyfriends, and we haven't gone ring shopping, but he knows my ring size and he knows what I want.
So then he doesn't
So,
need to, because
right.
most I feel like go to figure out what you want and figure out the ring size so that they
Okay.
know what to get when they go.
Okay, because I always see it and I'm like, should we be going ring shopping? But also like,
I mean, it might be
I feel like
fun.
that's
It's just
weird.
kind of exciting
What's
to do
he say?
that.
True.
Does he want to surprise you or does he want your input?
I don't think he cares. Like,
I would think he would kind of have his own thing. He's like,
Yeah, I
I'm going to
think-
do it the way I'm going to do it, is what my impression of him would be.
kind of, yeah. I think he would like a ring that, you know, he thinks fits me and my personality, which I would love too, you know, but he knows what I want.
This is the dream you had about Chelsea.
Yeah, what was the dream I had
Yeah.
about Chelsea? So my friend Chelsea, she's probably listening right now. So hey, Chelsea. I had a dream about her last night that she was kidnapped, and I found her tied up in a bathroom. And I came to work. I got here like right when our morning meeting starts, and you guys were all mad at me for being late. And I was like, my friend was tied up in a bathroom, and I was so upset. And then I woke up. So that was my dream about Chelsea, and then my dream about.
Whenever you have a dream, do you ever Google what it means?
No, I don't. I know you do.
I do. When I have a weird dream, I'm like, what does this mean? You know, but one that, especially when it's a dream that I feel other people have had. So
Yeah.
the dream about your boyfriend proposing to you, I wonder what that means. If that means you're being proposed to, or
Or if it just means she really wants that to happen.
Yeah.
She's dreaming about it.
Are you, anybody Google?
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
Okay. What does it mean if I had a dream that my boyfriend proposed to me? Dreams about your boyfriend proposing can mean a few different things depending on your feelings and current situation. This is so weird because I just did it to ChatGPT, so it goes, since you and Kadeem have been talking about marriage,
Oh, wow. Getting inside your head.
subconscious might just be processing those thoughts and feelings. So, 1, I'm emotionally ready for the next step. 2, I'm seeking reassurance. 3, it's just my brain sorting things out. And 4 is manifestation energy, which I feel like these are all true.
Do you know if Kadeem has asked your father for your hand and for permission?
No, I don't. And I don't know if he would ask him. I think he would tell him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that and Kadeem and my dad have a, good relationship in that. And I think my dad would be down. Like, he wouldn't care. He'd be like, I think Kadeem would be like, hey, Showtime, I'm going to marry your daughter. Is that cool?
I think your parents would be like, well, let's go. What are
They'd
you
be like,
waiting
hurry
for?
up, bro.
Yeah. Bring
We're
us some
ready for
grandbabies.
Yeah.
When Scott asked my dad, he said he was like all nervous, and my dad literally said no. And Scott was like, I don't know what to say. I mean, I hope you would reconsider. And my dad's like, just kidding. I have 4 daughters. I always wanted to say that. She's the last one.
What a mind game.
I was like, well, at least in that moment, you knew what you were getting into joining this family of mine.
That's true.
Totally.
And it's been consistent since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that, like, this is so far away, but, like, when Addie is getting ready to get married, do you think Scott's going to try to pull the, like, 180 on him and try to be like, ha-ha?
I don't know. That'll be interesting. I think it'll depend if he likes the guy.
Okay.
That's really what it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
think about that, it's like, they seem nice. They seem nice
like
to us.
they
We're
seem
good.
like they could work.
Yeah.
A couple text messages. 763 number says, Peyton, my fiance and I did not go ring shopping. He went with his mom and they picked it out. So I was surprised. And yes, they did a good job.
I would love that. I would love that if he took my mom, too. Like, that would be
Kadeem's
amazing.
mom's coming to town.
Bye, Kyle. I'm getting all hot and sweaty right now. Literally, like, in 2 weeks.
And this is about second date. I'm married to a Gemini and I love it. Never boring. And I'm a Libra is a text. Speaking of Libras, like Kyle, how was field day yesterday? Because I know you bolted out of here for field day.
I know. I had to leave early. I volunteered at the kids' school for field day, and it was just the first graders. So it was just Easton's class, or actually all the first graders. And it's funny because when I got there, all the parents were just sort of sitting around chatting. The field was all set up. There was different stations. Each station was numbered. And I was kind of like, anyone gonna give us a sort of like a rundown of how it's going to go? No? Okay. And so all of a sudden, we're just chatting. Nobody's in their stations, and all the kids start walking out. I was like, don't you think, you guys, we should get to our stations or something? So
Like
we
what are the
go.
stations? Like jumping jacks?
Yeah, there's like a clipboard at each station that says like what it is. And like when I signed up, I volunteered for it, and it was like hula hut. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds fun. So when I got there, it was like 3 big piles of hula hoops, and the directions are create a hula hut out of hula hoops. And I looked, there was another parent volunteering with me, and it was like one of the kids' dads, and I was like, do you know how to make a hula hut? He's like, nope. I'm like, pretty sure we should hop on Google real quick.
It looks cute. The hula hut looks cute.
I know. I was like, thank God for the internet in moments like these, because these kids would just, I don't know, like, I mean, I guess maybe we should have just let them see what they constructed. Like, did they
make a
have to
hula
make
hut.
the hula
So
hut
what's a
that
hula
way?
hut?
Who knows?
Is it just a...
No, you literally, like, you create a sphere out of hula hoops. And you have to put the hula hoops in the right spots so that it doesn't get crushed and
Like
fall
Jenga?
down.
Oh.
Well, no, not like Jenga. More like, I don't know, Legos or something.
Yeah, it's like, it was actually really cool. When I saw it on your stories, Kyle was like, what is that? And now that you
That's
say it's a
weird.
hula hut, I'm like, okay, that was definitely a hula hut that they were sitting
So it's
in.
like a giant slinky?
It's like a
And you get in the
triangle.
slinky?
No, it looked like a triangle
No.
type sphere. It's like,
We actually kind of made a giant basketball out of hula hoops, and then the kids would like sit in it and curl through it and find ways to
That's
like
cool.
make it again.
Oh, I see the picture now.
yeah, like a hula hut.
It's like I've seen a little toy like that, a little ball like that.
Yeah,
totally.
yeah. So it was like this moment of anxiety when I was like, oh my gosh, these kids, their field day is going to be so lame because the hula hut station didn't
you're like,
work.
Save the
What about
day.
the next picture? I should have taken this picture at the beginning of the event.
Yes, because when I got there, Easton was so excited to see me. He was so happy. And at the end, I was like, okay, buddy, let's take a picture together. He's like, are you leaving? And I'm like, well, field day is over, so I can't really stick around and do the rest of the school day with you. He got so sad. He would not smile for a photo. I tried 4 or 5 of them, and eventually his teacher, they were all lining up and leaving. But I'm like, note to self, next time, take the picture when he's excited to see me. In the
Totally.
beginning.
So then you left, and how much more school did he have left?
Oh, it was like the whole day. I mean, they had, like, I think field day was over at like 11:15, and they don't get out of school till like 3.
First grade, those days seem so long
I
anyway.
know.
field day should be a half day because it feels like it's like a fun time, and you should just be able to go home after that. At least
I
I think
agree.
so. I loved field day. My favorite station at field day was the rest station where you got your waters and your
Yep.
oranges.
I was like the big parachute. You know the one that
Yeah,
like,
oh, yeah.
and then you jump underneath of it.
Those are the best.
Yes.
I remember we used to take my kids to some one of those places. I can't remember what it's called, but one of the things was the parachute, and then you sing songs. They were just little.
Yeah.
I don't think those places exist anymore.
The
do
Mommy
they?
and Me classes.
It was
they
more
do
like
those.
it was more. It was
Like
a
Gymboree?
Gymboree, that was
Yeah,
it. Is
they
that
still
Gymboree
have
still
them,
around? Oh, Gymboree was awesome. They should have adult Gymboree.
They
They
should.
do, kind of.
They do.
I
Where?
feel like they're
Las
like
Vegas.
that. Yeah, basically, actually, there is like a legit.
Oh, yeah, that's right, in
playground.
Luxor, right?
Remember? Yeah,
Yeah.
Luxor. It's like called Playground or something. It's literally a jungle gym for adults.
You know, I was telling you guys how my wife's getting very emotional about my kids getting old and older and growing up and leaving the house, and it's like. I laughed because she was crying, but it's like I have those moments all the time. It's like, what's next? You know? So she sends me this video 2 days ago. And you know how your iPhone, I don't know if your phone does this, Kyle, but your iPhone takes like memories and puts together a video of something, whatever happened on this day back in whatever. And she sent me one. And it was one of those things that I kind of remember this day, but I kind of don't. And the pictures make me remember it. It's like we went to the park and I put all the bikes in the car. We drove to the park. And we just rode around the park on bikes. And I filmed it all. And I don't really remember it. And seeing it all. Because it's also, like, when you look at a picture of, like, when I was a little kid, the video footage was grainy. It's old. It's whatever, right? Even in college. But it's like, now the footage looks like it could have been filmed yesterday. But they're just so little.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my God. It's like, it's so depressing. And my kids are so beautiful. And I'm also like, I wish I could go back and be more present during that time. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
really, but I feel like I was present at that time. But then I feel like maybe I should have been more present. If that
Because
makes sense.
you miss that version of your kids because their personalities change.
Yeah, but also
a lot.
it's like you're also working and trying to provide for them.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
you're doing stuff like I was probably eventually probably had to take a call and talk about the show the next day, or probably had to do. You know what I mean?
You're
It's
like in survival mode, kind of,
Right.
and you're
Like now-
doing as much as you can, but it's like you wish you could just stop everything else and spend only your time with them.
Yes, that's how I feel when I look back at those pictures, and I look back at a lot of pictures, and it looks like we had fun. But I
Your
don't-
kids have always had fun.
I don't
promise you
remember.
that.
That's true.
All right, we're gonna get to some Hollywood tea. Kyle and Payne got the dish on Chapel Roan, The Rock. Keenan Thompson weighed in on the Morgan Wallen SNL controversy. So much to get to. That's next. John Jay and Rich, Kiss.
Good morning. Wake up every morning. Start your day with John Jay and Rich on the Valley's #1 hit music station.
I wake up with my favorite artist.
Hey, this is Sabrina Carpenter.
What's up, guys? This is Post Malone.
It's Benson Boone, and you're waking up with John Jay and Rich on 104.7 KISS FM.
Right now at Peoria Ford, you can get more money for your trade. Right now, your trade may be worth more than what you paid for it. So stop by the dealership for no obligation appraisal, or visit PeoriaFord.com, and you can get value for your car within just a few clicks. Go to PeoriaFord.com. You've been looking for a specific model? Give Pat and his team a call and let them go to work for you. They will locate it. We did that with my son. My son wanted a specific color car, black, and Pat found a white one. And that's what he got. That's a true story.
Well, I really like Pat. He's really one of the nice guys in car deals because he goes the extra step to make sure that everybody at his dealership takes care of you, from when you bring your car in for a trade-in price to getting financing to getting a deal on a brand new car. And the service department is great. In fact, they even have mobile service where you can get your car taken care of in your driveway, at your job, at the gym, while you're shopping. They take care of it all. They'll beat any deal by $500. You get $1,000 on the spot. PeoriaFord.com.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner,